Hello, and welcome to the Academic Focus on Close Reading, the Parent and Student Resource number 1 for the J.O. Combs School District. Our menu items for today: what is close reading? What is the process of close reading? What are annotations? And how can students utilize this tool at home? What is close reading? Close reading is a best practice tool used to teach students how to understand passages of text with a better focus. The text can be fiction or nonfiction and can be any type of content. This practice is utilized in all grade levels in the J.O. Combs School District. What is the process of close reading? The basic format of close reading: number 1, read the text silently. Number 2, read the text again and add symbols and annotations to deepen the meaning of understanding. And finally, using teachers' content questions or activities to complete a task. Not all tasks are going to be similar. In fact, for a typical language arts class, they would probably work on some kind of reading strategies, like the ones on the left: predicting, visualizing, questioning, connecting to world, self, text, other text, identifying character traits, inferring, and evaluating other text in comparison to what they're reading. For other subjects, like history or science, they may use close reading in a different format. They may look at bringing it into discussion or coming up with questions for a paper. So there's many ways of utilizing close reading strategies. What are annotations? Although annotations is a big word for a simple process, it simply means taking notes. Taking notes on what is read is what deepens our understanding of any text that we read. Annotations should have questions, connections to self, other text, and our world. How can students utilize this tool at home? When completing reading assignments at home, students should utilize the close reading procedures to take notes and/or annotate the passages assigned. On this page here, we see that we have toolbox symbols, and these are common to what we use at the J.O. Combs School District. In the middle is the passage that we're going to read, and on the far right are the annotations that I've taken for part of this poem. So let's say we were given a simple poem, Shakespeare's Sonnet 18, without the title. We didn't know exactly what we were reading, but we're doing a cold read on the text. So the procedure is to read it first silently to ourselves, and then the second time we're going to go and use the symbols and then annotate as we read. Probably the easiest thing to do is start with the symbols. So as I'm reading the first stanza, I notice that they're comparing thee to a summer's day. So the speaker is comparing someone to a summer's day. That's probably really important. So I wrote comparing thee to a summer's day and underlined it to remind me that this is probably a common theme throughout the poem. I also starred thou art more lovely and more temperate, because it sounds to me like it's a love poem. And we're going to see some differences going on into the other stanzas. On the far right, we start making our annotations. And again, this can be used for any kind of text, so we're simply reading what we're supposed to be reading, and then we start making our annotations, our connections to what we're reading. I wrote, that it's organized in a very special way, so I wanted to make sure that that's noted so I can talk about that later. I said it's organized into 3 4-line stanzas, and the last 2 lines are separate. It reminds me that this is probably a sonnet, and if we didn't have the title on the top, like I have here, we would probably make that guess. We also note that there's no theme title, so we're not really sure what exactly the poem could be about. It could be something completely different than the first couple of lines, because a lot of times that may be the case. Deeper into my first stanza, I write that Shakespeare, or the speaker of the poem, which may or not be Shakespeare, is paying homage or showing great respect or honoring someone whom he loves. And this person is better than Summer, so that's pretty good. But as we're reading in the other last 2 lines of the first stanza, we note that he's also saying that rough winds do shake the darling buds of May. So why are there rough winds? And why is it such a short date, like on the last line? Could this mean that his love is longer than a season? Maybe he's saying that he values his love with this person more than this short date of summer. So note that my annotations have several questions, and these several questions can be very, very important to a discussion that I may have with other students or for a paper that I may be writing. These questions, in essence, are our trigger points to help us answer what we're questioning. The more time we spend in our questions, the better guesses that we make towards what we understand this person is saying in this passage. So, having questions helps us understand our text better. And again, this can work in history or science or any other subject that we learn in our classes. The more we question, the more we take guesses, and sometimes we can be wrong, and that's okay. But the more we take the risk of trying to understand what the text is about. So annotations are very, very essential to what we're learning. In summary, close reading is a process to foster deeper engagement and comprehension to the text. Using the symbols and annotations, we will enhance our reading process comprehension. And finally, close reading can be used for any type of reading that we have. Thank you for joining us today on our academic focus on close reading. On behalf of J.O. Combs School District, we thank you.